Welcome back to Nicholas Comic Corner, Classic/Non-Classic. This is episode number 727, and Doubleshot number 631. Two Marvel trades. First up, it's an X-Men trade, New X-Men Hellions, reprinting the 4 limited series. Yep. Written by the writers of New X-Men Academy X, Nunzio DePhillips and Christina Weir. Artwork by Clayton Henry. Yeah, a spin-off series for the Hellions. I keep thinking, though, why couldn't mutants get the same treatment? No idea. What's the story for this one? The Hellions go to California, work with a guy called Kingmaker, beat the crap out of him later after involving criminal stuff. Somehow the guy is able to, and I love Hellion in here because of the way he's written, where he calls bullcrap on like a lot of stuff that the Kingmaker does, and he's pretty much a star of this whole entire miniseries. His team does take part in a lot of stuff, but mostly he's the only one who gets getting character development in this whole miniseries. Also, he's the only one doing anything aside from Rockslide just sits on the guy later on. Yeah. And basically, I love the way they wrote the Hellions, where they had a brief confrontation in the airport in order to avoid, and they use their powers to avoid hurting any of the passengers. Yeah. Where the chief of the airport police, he's like, you could realize you could hurt some passengers. And Hellion points out, though, nobody got hurt. It's because your guards were trigger-happy morons. Yeah, you know, he literally didn't say that, but that's simply what they were. Trigger-happy morons, just because they saw a group of mutants. Yeah, that's one thing I love about Hellion here. Though, since the end of the New X-Men Academy X, New X-Men series, this one, anyways, the New X-Men series known as Academy X, and of course New X-Men. The guys have virtually almost nothing over the years, because apparently none of the X-Men writers cared to do anything about these characters, except of course X-23 is probably the only character to get a chance to do anything. Though she was known as Wolverine, though she's still Wolverine in X-Men Red, and of course Hunt for Wolverine, but she's back being X-23 now for some reason. I still think it's a stupid idea. But yeah, this is actually a pretty good miniseries. I love the fact that he points out a lot of bullcrap that a lot of people basically say, and basically, and whether basically rightfully points out though, because the fact whenever he touches people, basically sure he does is, I'm not going to kill people, and Hellion points out though, I'm not going to ask you to. Okay, so basically, the Hellions are going to be very good characters. They basically display good teamwork. They actually are doing stuff that they were taught at the Xavier Institute. Protecting civilians, despite the fact they're basically being fired upon by trigger-happy cops. Yep. Great book. 9.5 out of 10. Next up is a mini-series for Eddie Brock as Anti-Venom. Yeah. Written by the guy who created the symbiote for Eddie Brock, Dan Slott. Of course, the person who created the design of the suit was in fact John Reed Jr. Yep, this is sort of a follow-up to New Ways to Die. This one's called New Ways to Live. Yep, that's the name of the miniseries. But it's basically Amazing Spider-Man presents Anti-Venom. Yeah, one of the few ones they did in 2010. Yeah, they also did for Black Cat and American Son. Of course, American Son, I think it was done by Killer Suhonic. Yep. Now, Dan Slott writes the main miniseries, which is only 3 issues, surprisingly, and they've included a story from Spider-Man X number 2. Now, that itself is done by Chris Bachalo. New Ways to Live is actually not done by Dan Slott, it's done by Zeb Wells. Artwork by Pablo Sucre with Chad Hayden. Yep. Now, pretty much there is a character in here named Jenna the Junkie. That's what they call her here. After this miniseries, she is never seen again. Great supporting character of Eddie Brock, kind of a potential love interest for him anyways, or at least basically some potential daughter, basically sort of father figure to him. I should point out though, first series for Eddie Brock of his own in 6 years at this point, because his last time he had an ongoing series in 2003-2004 was the ongoing series done by Danny Way. That lasted for 18 issues. And this was a 3-issue miniseries. It's also his first miniseries he's had since 1998. So it's 12 years since his last miniseries, but 6 years since his last own series. Mostly put, he fights drug dealers. Okay, fine. And of course, he also has teamed up with the Punisher and Henry Russo. Those who be curious though, who the heck is Henry Russo? Henry Russo is the son of basically Punisher's longtime arch nemesis Jigsaw. Yeah, he's his son. Oh yeah, and Jigsaw is an abusive father. Yep, he is. He abuses his son when he was younger. Even before he became Jigsaw, abusing him. Awesome miniseries. I kind of wish Marvel would do a little bit more with this character because he got the symbiote in 2007, and over the course of and here's the thing, this was his first appearance since that storyline. Because after this miniseries, next time he shows up is the return of Anti-Venom storyline for Amazing Spider-Man that came out just before Spider Island, and then after Spider Island, this symbiote was destroyed. Though yes, I do know yes, there is a new Anti-Venom and it's Flash Thompson. Though he has appearance of his Anti-Venom suit. Yep. Great little miniseries. Highly recommend it. Great team between Venom and the Punisher. As far as I know, not the first time they've ever teamed up in a Venom comic book. Yeah, they actually teamed up for Funeral Pyre. Yep, that was the last unofficial time I could think of where Eddie Brock has teamed up with the Punisher for something. Yep. Funeral Pyre. Yeah, because I know about this miniseries. Yeah, it was published in... Let me look it up here. It was published in... I know it's Funeral Pyre. Let's see. Yep, here we go. That's done by Carl Potts. Yep, he's also been at Comic-Con this year. Yep, that was a miniseries. It was a 3-issue miniseries, just like this one. So, yeah. I highly recommend getting this. People who are fans of Eddie Brock... I think Marvel has collected a good chunk of his at least about the first couple miniseries. I know Lethal Predator's been collected. And I know that's going to be loosely adapted to the Venom film come out this year. And I kind of figured, why not do a review of this miniseries? Because, after all, there is the Venom movie coming out starring Eddie Brock. So, why not do a review of a miniseries featuring Eddie Brock? Awesome. Though, yes, I do know that currently... I know that the current Venom book basically has writer replaced with Danny Costas. Yep. I'm enjoying it so far. It's only about 4 issues in so far. It's really good. I give this book roughly a 9 point. I give this a 9.75 out of 10. It's really good. Yeah, him using a barrel gun. Yeah, the whole point of him looking like this because Punisher appears in here. Though I don't like it the fact that Jenna, the character Jenna, who appears in miniseries. Yeah, after this she's never seen again. I don't really know why they establish this character, this miniseries, and then she's never seen again. At least Henry Russo continued to appear as Page the Punisher, but after the Recommenders run ended, Henry Russo was never seen again. Yeah. But at least this is actually what Henry Russo was one of 2 times he appeared outside of the Punisher series. The other was in the miniseries Deadpool's Suicide Kings. That was the only miniseries that Henry Russo appeared in aside from this one. Oh yeah, he also did appear in The Blood. That was also his last appearance. Yep. So yeah, but that was Punisher related. This is actually one of 2 non-Punisher books appears. Excuse me. Henry Russo was meant to be, because Rick Remender kind of liked the idea of Microchip, but Microchip was still dead at that point before he was resurrected by the Hood. So he basically made Henry Russo the new Microchip. That's basically his purpose. He's the one basically makes all the guns, and of course, also in case you're wondering, does Punisher's famous band show up in this miniseries? Nope. He does have an alpha gun in here, and tries to shoot Eddie Brock because I'm a good guy now. Somehow he hears it. Somehow it probably raises his lips, and he decides to not shoot him. And just the reason why he didn't shoot him because he was also bleeding because he got stabbed right through his Kevlar by a knife that's used by the army. Yeah, it's this big, huge knife. It's not a Swiss Army knife. I don't know what type of knife it is. Let me show it off. I can show off knives because that's perfectly fine. Let me show up the knife here because this knife is also been used by the Punisher whenever he takes on any villains, whenever he kills any villains. Now I don't know the name of this knife. Oh, in case you're curious though, this is what the girl looks like. Yep. Yeah, and also Eddie Brock does care about this girl. I think she's a girl in her 20s, if I'm not mistaken. She's in her 20s because I don't think she's a teenager. I'm trying to find here. Where is that knife? Now, I don't know what type of knife this is. Oh, yeah, I almost forgot about this. The Punisher on his own glider. I thought this was so hilarious. One of two times Punisher had his own glider. The other time was during the last couple issues of Superior Spider-Man Team Up, where he got his own Punisher glider in that one. Yeah, but it's kind of like the writer of the series kind of forgot about it. Here it is. Yeah, it's. I know this knife does it. I've kind of seen it in real life, but this is the knife that Punisher stabbed with. I don't know what type of knife this is, but I know it's real. Yep, and I know military people do use it, and I know Punisher uses it as well. Yep. So yeah, great miniseries. I kind of wish Marvel did something a little bit more with him, because this is his first appearance in 3 years. Yeah, it's weird though the fact that you have a character like Anti-Venom, aka Eddie Brock, and like after his first appearance becoming Anti-Venom, actually it was in 2008. Yeah, 2008. That's when he first became Anti-Venom. So he was Anti-Venom for roughly 2 years. Oh yeah, he also showed up in the. I forgot he showed up as part of the Ravengers. That was probably like the only other time I could think of that he showed up, and of course he didn't do very much. I mean, it's like, okay, you create this character in 2008 and you do nothing with him, and after 2 years of doing nothing with him, you get this great miniseries, and then later on he appears in, of course, the annuals between Avengers and New Avengers, and then of course you have him appear in that storyline between Anti-Venom, and then of course the Spider Island storyline. I kind of wish they did more with this character. So here's kind of a question: where the heck was this guy for 2 years? That the miniseries doesn't bother to explain it. Just like, oh, we have Anti-Venom now. Okay. But despite that, great miniseries. Okay. So yeah, that's it for this episode. Stay tuned for the next episode, which will be episode number 728 and Doubleshot number 632. We're going to cover an Image book plus a DC book. Yep. Which is kind of a similar name to another miniseries released in 2010 as sort of a tie into Batman Return of Bruce Wayne. Yep. But until you see my next review, bye.